Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, where real people talk about the real. And I hope everyone's been having a blessed week. I hope everyone's been having a great day. And yeah, it's another beautiful day out here today. As y'all can tell in the background, it's been snowing. And I'm going to be honest, I've never really liked the snow because if I could show y'all real quick, hope y'all don't mind, but it is slippery walking. But I do like cold weather. I like being able to layer jackets, being able to wear hoodies, like things like that. Yeah, today's episode 11, and today on episode 11 we're going to be talking about how small things lead to big breakthroughs, right? I think this is something that everyone struggles with taking those steps to get started, or taking those steps to have a big breakthrough in their life. And what that can mean is anything that you're procrastinating to do, anything that you're not willing to do, anything that you're not willing to sacrifice. It could be multiple different things. So we're going to just cover all of those different things that could be leading you to kind of feel trapped, that could be leading you to not be accomplishing your goals, things like that. So I feel like I'm gonna go over certain small steps that I've taken to be a better person, that I've taken to better myself on a daily basis, because every day is a blessing, and every day is another day that you have the chance to improve, that you have the chance to do something with yourself. Those are things that I've struggled with. I struggled with procrastination. I struggled with getting out here and getting videos done. I've struggled with little things like the gym, waking up early, having a set schedule throughout the week, things like that. Those are small things that make big impacts that lead to big breakthroughs. So yeah, I just want to start by what I've used and what I've done to help me become a better person and to help me better myself, right? Simple things like eating healthier. I stopped eating frozen foods. I stopped eating out as much. Everyone eats out every now and then, if we're being realistic. Sometimes it's just the cheaper option. Sometimes you gotta work, but there's still no excuse that you shouldn't be eating out every day. You shouldn't not be waking up during the week on a set schedule. And what that means is, like me, I like to wake up at 6 a.m. on days I'm off, and days I do have work, I wake up at almost 30 minutes before I go into work. That gives me time to wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready for the day, and those are still early days. That's 2 a.m. Sometimes that's 12 a.m. That could be 4 a.m. It varies depending on what time I go into work. But yeah, I have a set schedule still. I still come out here on days I'm off and get these videos done. I still get up at 6 a.m. I still work out during the week. I still, there's no excuse for y'all to not be getting done what y'all need to get done. There's no excuse for you to not be taking those small steps, right? But people struggle with taking those steps. And if you're someone that struggles with taking those steps, this video is for you, because if there's a will, there's a way. And if you have the will, you're willing to pave that way. And ways you could pave that way is taking the small steps. And the small steps that I've taken is working out, eating better, like I said, no junk food, no sweets, no soda. I kind of try to stay away from those things. One of those things is, if I eat something bad, I'm going to work out twice, or I'm going to work out longer, or I'm going to go till failure multiple times instead of just on my last set. Those are simple things you could do, simple small steps that have big impacts. That's led me to have bigger muscles. That's led me to be in shape. People nowadays, like I said, they're lazy. They don't want to get up. They don't want to do things. So if you're willing to take those small steps to start accomplishing things, you're going to see a bigger outcome and have a big breakthrough. And like I said, I think reading is one of the things I did. Like I said, seeking God, that's something that I did that has helped me a lot. Those are just simple steps that we could take as people to become better. And I think one of those major things is having faith in something, whether that be God, whether that be Jesus, whether that be Buddha, whatever higher being works for you. You need to find something. You need to have some faith into something, because there is a higher being. Like, if you really sit here and think about it, it's not hard to just be like, damn, there has to be some type of higher being, because how else would we all be here? How else would Earth have been created? Like, simple things like that is how it is. If you're not willing to put in the work, how do you expect to have any outcome? If you're not willing to work at all, how do you expect to have any outcome? If you're not willing to sacrifice anything, if you're not willing to work towards anything, if you're not willing to take any steps to better yourself, how do you expect to have a better life? Like, that's just the reality of things. This is the Real Talk Podcast, where real people talk about the real, and that's just the real of it. I'm gonna say this in every episode because I think it's just major that y'all understand that this is just the real of it. This is the real of life. This is the real of how things work. If you're not willing to put in the work, you're not going to see any outcomes. If you're not willing to take any steps to better yourself, you're never going to be a better person. Like, if you're not willing to be comfortable in your own skin, you'll never be comfortable in your own skin. If you're not willing to work out, you'll never lose that weight. If you're not willing to eat better, you'll never lose that weight. If you're not willing to stop spending your own money, you'll never have that financial freedom. If you're not willing to invest into something, you'll never have that financial freedom. If you're not willing to learn about new things, you'll never be a great businessman. Those are just simple examples that will teach you that you could really become something if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to start taking steps. Start taking those steps today and you will be a better person. Start taking those steps to better yourself. Start hitting the gym to lose that weight. Start eating better to lose that weight. Start reading books to educate yourself. Stop holding off on it. Stop pushing it back. Stop making excuses. Just get it done. If you're able to sit there and just think things are going to change, it's never going to change. If you're able to sit there and think things are going to change, it's never going to change. You got to say it twice so y'all really understand. Like, that's just real. If you think that you just sit here and let things happen and just let life flow by, that you're just going to become rich, that you're just going to be fit. That's not how it works. You got to get in the gym. You got to become a businessman. You got to learn what it is to be a businessman. You got to learn how to become a businessman. You got to learn how to sell. You got to learn how to do multiple different things. You got to learn what type of things work for you in the gym. What type of weight loss program could you go on? What type of calorie deficit could you go on? Like, simple things like that. That's how you could put in the work and see a greater outcome, right? If you want to have a six pack, you got to eat better. You got to start doing them crunches. You got to start doing them bicycle kicks. It's simple things like that you'll notice. Oh, I now have a six pack. I put in the work and it paid off. I had a great breakthrough, right? The gym is just something that I think is a great way for you to build consistency, a great way for you to know, like, that you are strong enough to do things even if you don't want to. Some days you might not want to go to the gym, but if you still go and get it done, you're still going to be able to build yourself as a person. You're still going to be able to be fit. You're still going to be able to keep losing weight, whatever it could be for you. Like, if you're not willing to put in the work, you'll never have an outcome. That's just the truth. Like, how do you expect an outcome but you're not willing to put in the work? Think about that. How do you expect an outcome but you're not willing to put in the work? Start taking those small steps right now. One of those small steps could be, as you're listening to this podcast, you could be working out. As you're listening to this podcast, you could be cooking a nice meal instead of going out and eating, right? Those are simple things you could do to better yourself. Those are simple steps that will lead to major breakthroughs, right? I took the time to learn about clothing. That's why I'm able to start a clothing brand. I took the time to learn about myself. That's why I'm able to understand myself and be comfortable in my skin. I take the time to come out here and go on walks. I take the time to work out. I take the time to cook myself meals. Even on days I have work and I work 8-hour shifts and I work at 2 a.m. till 10. Like, there's no excuse. Stop making excuses. Just get it done. If you have a will, there is a way. If you're willing to make excuses, then you should be willing to put in the work. You should be willing to stop making those excuses and start taking the steps you need to take to better yourself. But we locked in out here, man. We out here getting these episodes done, even if I'm doing all this movement or whatever, I don't really care. I'm still going to drop this video. I'm still going to make these videos every day. I don't care. There's no excuse. We got to start somewhere. I'm taking the steps I need to take to have a better outcome, to have a big breakthrough. Like I said, I plan on being successful on this YouTube, and y'all can mark my words right now. I plan on this going somewhere. I plan on my main channel going somewhere. I plan on my clothing brand going somewhere. I know it will go somewhere because I trust in God and I trust in my steps I take to make sure I have a big breakthrough, right? I take those steps, I put in that work, so I know that there will be a big breakthrough, and I trust in God's process, so there will be a big breakthrough. That's what y'all have to understand about life. If you're not willing to sacrifice the time going to the club, if you're not willing to stop drinking, if you're not willing to stop smoking, how do you expect to be better? If you're not willing to hit the gym, how do you expect to lose weight? If you're not willing to learn, how do you expect to ever learn? If you're not willing to get out of your life situation, the traumas that you might have gone through, how do you expect to get through those things? How do you expect to work through your traumas if you stuck in the past? Like, come on, y'all need to think about that. How do you expect to work through your traumas if you stuck in the past? There's no excuses out here. If there's a will, there's a way. You will find a way if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to take the steps. Like, people nowadays, they think that if they don't start taking steps, that there's just going to be a better outcome. They think if they don't better themselves, there's going to be a better outcome. They don't think if they hit the gym, they're going to lose weight. Like, how's that work? How do you think you not getting in the gym is going to have you lose weight? Like, I keep repeating this because I don't think people really understand. They think that it's just going to come to them. It's not just going to come to you. You got to start putting in that work. And today is the day you could start putting in that work. You can start taking those steps to lead to a big breakthrough in your life. Start reading. Start hitting the gym. Start cooking. Stop eating out. Cut off those people that might be, that might be influence you to drink, might be influence you to smoke, might be influence you to hit the club. Stop spending that money if you want to have financial freedom. Simple things like that. Y'all got to really lock in. Y'all got to understand it's not just going to come to you. It's not just going to come to you. You got to put in that work. You got to take those steps. These are things I struggled with, y'all. I can really speak on these things. Like I said, I'm going to go over these things that I struggled with y'all. I wrote it down. I was just talking to my friend Angel the other day. Shout out you, brother. I was just talking to him the other day. I was struggling at times. We was just talking about it. And that's why I'm able to sit here and do these videos and talk in confidence. I'm able to speak in confidence now. I was never able to do that back then. I used to be shriveled up on the freaking couch, bruh. Like, do you know how sad that is? Now look at me, bro. I'm in shape. I stopped smoking. I make my own meals. I feed myself. I help my mom out. I help my siblings out if I can. But, hey, you can't save everybody either. You got to understand that. You can't save everybody on this journey to becoming great. So stop trying to save everyone. Focus on yourself. Take those steps. But yeah, I just really want to say shout out to Angel, man. And shout out to Ricardo, bruh. I know you watching this. Those are real people on my team. You feel me? My mom too. My brother too. My sister. Everybody. Everybody that wants to see me win. But people be fake. You gonna notice there's real people in your life. You gonna notice that. Someone like Angel, my friend, is able to remind me of struggle. And able to remind me that I've taken the steps, I put in the work, and now it's paying off. That's why I'm able to come out here every day. That's why I'm able to pray to God. I'm able to notice that every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing, bro. Stop making excuses. Stop living in the past. And you don't gotta live too far in the future like someone like me does. Live in the moment. Take those steps. Take those steps in the moment. It's not gonna come to you. Sitting in the past is not gonna help you at all. How you expect to better yourself but you living in the past? How do you expect to better yourself but you living too far in the future? Live in the moment. Take those steps. In the moment you could work out. And if you're looking in the past, how you gonna work out in the past? That already passed. Yesterday already passed. You didn't work out yesterday, so work out today. I'm gonna work out tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you don't do it. I'm gonna work out next week. The next week comes and you don't do it. And then a month, and then a year, and then you never end up working out, and then you just stay fat. Like, come on, it's simple things like that y'all need to understand. Like I said, I'm repeating these things because these are things that I struggled with. These are things that I was able to work through. You really have a breakthrough, really have a great breakthrough if you're willing to put in the work. I've lived that. I've witnessed that. I witnessed that from my friends, from my family. Like I said, I'm going to speak on things that I've been through so y'all can understand more about these type of breakthroughs, right? They're blessings in a sense, but they're also you putting in that work, you taking them steps, and you will notice that there's going to be an outcome if you're willing to put in that work and you're willing to take those steps. I just really think that's real. And I will talk about more on this one day, like I said, I was talking to my friend Angel, and me and him, I was showing him what I got in my sketchbook and aka journal, aka mock-ups, whatever. It's just my book that has everything. I put all my information in there. I write it all down, goals, everything, journaling, mock-ups, like I said, everything goes in that book. I was showing him he's seen journal entries. He said, oh, what's that? I said, oh, we gonna speak on that one day. And a real friend that he is, he said, I'll be there and I'll listen, but when I speak on it, I'm gonna want feedback, because I want to make sure that I'm not tripping when I make my journaling, and I know I'm not tripping. This is my feelings. That's why I'm able to write it down. That's how I'm feeling, right? So that's me being able to grow as a person, though. I'm able to write down my feelings. I used to not even notice my feelings in a way. I used to just avoid my feelings. I used to let people tell me my feelings ain't valid. No, your feelings are valid. But if you're living in that moment, then you'll notice in that moment you can take the steps to better that. Don't let those feelings keep you stuck. Don't let those feelings have you living in the past. Those are steps that will lead to great breakthroughs. That's just the real of it, y'all. Like I said, this is a Real Talk podcast where real people talking about the real. And I hope y'all can really know that I'm here for y'all if y'all need it, bro. And I hope that y'all could give me feedback as well, like I said, eventually I will speak on things that I've struggled with. I'll speak on things that I've been through, and it'll be hard, but guess what? I'm gonna be willing to take the step to speak on that, to open myself up more to my YouTube channel, because like I said, I see this going far, y'all, because I put in that work. I take the steps every day. I make new videos every 2 to 3 days. I get out here and I get it done. I put in that work every day. I'm not in the past doing it. I'm not in the future doing it. I'm doing it now, because now is the time. Now is the time to start taking those steps. Now is the time to better yourself. Stop making excuses. Stop living in the past. Stop thinking too far ahead. Today is the day. Today is the day you take those steps to work out. Today is the day you take those steps to eat better. Today is the day you take your steps to have financial freedom, which means not spending money. which means not going out and eating, which means not giving those people, your friends that might need money, which means not going to the club, buying some alcohol, throwing some ones on some females that ain't gonna do nothing for you. Today's the day. So yeah, y'all, I hope y'all can really realize that. Like I said, this is a real talk podcast where real people talk about the real. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.